students, welcome to class. Today we're going to be looking at this magazine. Now I happen to live in Montreal, which is an island in the province of Quebec in the country of Canada. But wherever you are, you might have similar kinds of magazines that are free. This was free in a stand beside a bench in my shopping center near my house. So I thought what I would do is have a look at it with you guys and look at it from a vegan perspective. So what we're looking for is things that are helpful to the animals, that are not hurtful to the animals. We were also looking at things that talk about food or things that talk about helping the environment. So let's look at the title. Right away, we see 8 tips for choosing a summer camp. I don't know what that's going to be about, but of course, when you choose a summer camp, you're trying to look for one that is vegan or as vegan as possible, or that has an ethical component to it. Talking about here mental health resources, which is something that a lot of people need in society. We're going through a lot of things right now. Russia is bombing the Ukraine, and we are also looking at other things that are going on, such as COVID is still not finished. And of course, vegans who suffer from dystopia, the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. That's also really difficult. Or some people are experiencing vegan phobia, where people are mean to them just because they are trying to defend animals. Have another article here about adaptive soccer, which makes the sport more inclusive. That's pretty good, but that doesn't really have anything to do with veganism per se. Municipalities offer grants for cloth diapers. Now, this is about cloth diapers, which is better for the environment than adding all the plastic. So that has an indirect effect on the animals. So anything that has to do with helping the environment, that's good. Revitalizing alleys to increase space to play. This is also very good. The more alleyways that you have, the more you have the ability for cats to walk around or birds to be there. You have all kinds of little animals and critters in society and that can live in peace with us rather than having everything just barricaded from the animals. Sometimes you might have some raccoons at night, squirrels, and so on. So let's open it up and see what else is here. So here, this is just like a table of contents, and we have a girl here juggling. I thought at first it might be apples, but no. And there's a picture of some cute cloth diapers. Let's keep going here. What else do we see? Oh, something's here. Maple syrup. Well, maple syrup's vegan. That's great. That's something that you could use instead of honey. So they're also talking about different summer camps here. Of course, the more you can get out into nature, the better. So this looks like so much fun and great. But does it say anything about veganism or about helping the animals? Not really. I don't see anything there. Here they're advertising different schools, I guess. This is a preschool, primary and secondary. So this is, I guess, a private school. And this is in French, but I don't see anything about the animals or veganism here either. I'm not sure what this is, some sort of a place that you can take babies aged 0 to 18 months. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the animals either. Free mental health services available for Canadians. This is also very good. There's a number for suicide prevention and so on. But again, it doesn't really have anything directly to do with the animals or with food. But it's great that they have these different things like elder mistreatment helpline, even that's amazing. Women aware support line, okay. Let's look over here, something about ballet, a day camp. Again, I don't see anything here. If you guys see something that I might have missed, let me know in the comments. Let me also know if you have any magazines like this where you live. Is there anything that you have noticed as a vegan or as a non-vegan? Maybe you're just starting to get to know or learn how we look at things from the perspective of a vegan eye. A bright tomorrow starts with having a great day today. This is a Kells Academy. It's a private school, and they're talking about all kinds of things here, about learning. But I don't see anything about, saying that this is a vegan school. We don't serve dead animals in here. So unless they go out of the way to do so, most likely that the kids that are eating there are filled with death inside their bodies. Their bodies are more like graveyards than they are gardens. And most likely the teachers are not vegan or helping the kids to look at things from a vegan perspective. 8 tips for choosing a summer camp. Procrastination is risky. That doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything with veganism. Talk to your kids about camp. The obvious choice may not be the right one. Considering sending your child to camp with a friend, that's a good idea. Ask a number of questions. Yeah, ask them about what kind of food they eat. Are they vegan friendly? Do they have only vegan products on the premises? So we're looking for having no bacon being served, which is a class 1 carcinogen. You also want to look for that they're not serving any cow's milk, which comes from the cycle of violence that is the dairy industry, and so on. I don't see that anything is written here. And again, if I might have missed something, let me know. Here's we have more kinds of ads about things, and I don't see anything to do with food, anything to do with the environment, anything to do with the animals per se. Something about books. Books are great as long as you're reading vegan books. I mean, not every book has to be vegan, but if you have characters in a book who are going to McDonald's and things like that, be aware of it. Like, look at things from a different perspective. Always read with the eye to consider the animals. Oh, and here's the talking about the communities revitalize alleys to increase play space. This is what I mean. This is great. Look at that. Imagine being a kid and being able to play in here. So nice. Wonderful. All right, more camps here. Weekly themes. I don't know if they're going to be talking about different animals. That would be great. Talk about different animals and how they're exploited or how they're going extinct. That would be good, but it doesn't specify that. Daily smoothies. What's in them though? That would be great if they're made from oat milk or soy milk. If they have spinach in them and things like that, that would be great. But if they have cow's milk, that's not good. Remember, you can also put in your smoothies ground up chia seeds and flax seeds to give you extra omega-3, fatty acids, and all kinds of things that you can do. This is about adaptive soccer. We talked about that just earlier, and that's a great idea to be so inclusive to everybody. It's wonderful. What have we got here? Uh-oh, summer riding camp. Oh no. See, this always looks like fun, doesn't it? You know, when I was a little girl, I remember wanting so badly to ride a horse, and I did. When I went to visit my grandmother in Germany, my grandmother and grandfather, they gave me a few horseback riding lessons. But I quickly realized that the horses don't actually enjoy being there. They're just walking in circles. Now, these horses, you might say to yourself, well, they look like they're having fun, and this looks like fun. But the reality is that these horses are still slaves to these people. Animals are not objects to be used by us for entertainment or in any other way. And often when these animals get sick or injured, they don't get the vet care that they need. Do not support these types of places. Do not support any place or any camp or any institution that has animals that are being ridden like this or used. Horses' backs were not meant for humans. Horses' backs belong to them. Do not enslave animals. Do not breed them into existence in the first place to be used just by us. Animals should be left in the wild. And here's something else. Look at this. Visit a farm. Now this, you might think, wow, that looks like fun. I love animals. And you might want to go there and show your kids. But the reality is that these animals are bred and being used as objects. And animals don't want kids to be constantly kissing them, touching them, manipulating them, looking at them, yelling at them, or talking to them, or doing anything with them. Animals want to be left alone. So this is not okay. Do you think that this chicken is happy to have that a child is trying to grab him or her? This is not okay. Animals need to be left alone. Humans should be staying away from them. Chickens are some of the most abused animals on the planet. There are twice as many chickens as there are humans. And that is absolutely horrific. I mean, this little boy might be thinking, oh, this chicken's nice, but then he'll go home at the end of the day and eat one. How ridiculous is that? Unless these camps are actually saving animals, and this is a sanctuary type place, that's different. If this is a sanctuary where they saved animals from being eaten or being ripped, having their skin ripped off and being used as clothing, then you should stay away from them. If they are sanctuaries, that's different. If they're teaching people not to eat chickens, not to murder baby boy chicks at birth at 1 day old just because they'll never be able to lay eggs. I mean, I'm talking about roosters now, which are the males. That would be different, but this should not be a place that you use, you go to or support in any way. Okay, here's a cloth diaper thing I was talking about. These are great. I had all three of my children in cloth diapers, and my oldest, my children are older now, and I'm a grandmother, and so it is great to see that they're still using these and encouraging people to use them. I was the only person I knew who actually used cloth diapers at the time. I mean, I myself was a baby in cloth diapers, apparently. My mom told me that. But then everyone started using the other ones, which are terrible for the environment. They take hundreds and hundreds of years to decompose. So you have other things here. Robot camp. That's not to do with anything really to do with veganism. Fun indoor activities. I'm not sure what they do. As long as they're not using any animal products, that seems like it would be okay. I'm not sure about this essential oil thing. I'm not going to comment on that right now, but here's one. Kid-friendly maple syrup recipes. Now, this is a great title. Maple syrup is better to use than honey because you're not exploiting any animals. Maple syrup is natural sweetness that you can use instead of sugar. And like I said, instead of honey. So let's see though, what's going on here. Let's make sure it's okay. Okay. Tire sur la neige, that's how you say maple syrup in French. So what you need, so this is just a way to you pour the syrup on snow basically, and then it comes like hard type of candy. And here's a recipe, chewy maple bars, let's see. Sesame seeds, that's good. That's vegan. Sunflower seeds, that's good. Raisins are vegan. Apricots, good, vegan. Rice Krispie treats, I'm not sure if Rice Krispies are vegan per se. I think they might be. But this here doesn't sound good. Maple butter. Now, if that is just some sort of maple syrup that is boiled down and becomes a sort of a thick spread, but doesn't actually contain cow butter that's made from milk, that would be okay. This is not good. Egg. Eggs come from a cycle of violence. You should never eat eggs. You should never eat chickens. You should never eat eggs, no matter whether they come from a farm that you think is ethical, because the reality is that the animals are always treated badly in that cycle. No matter where they came from, you always look around. Where are the roosters? Have you ever noticed that there are hardly any roosters? Because they murder them. They murder the little babies. They put them in a giant blender and kill them so that you can have eggs, because the roosters are considered to be useless. So this is awful. Do not use this. Do not use this recipe. Go online and Google vegan recipes and find an alternative. If you're using butter or margarine, don't use butter ever. Use margarine, some kind that is vegan. Just look for the label vegan on there. What do we have here? Maple chicken. What? No, definitely no. Never eat any animals. We just went over this before, that chickens are not food. Chickens are sentient beings who have a right to live just like any other animal. If you think your cat has a right to live and your dog has a right to live, then think about all the other animals as well. Chickens, cows, pigs, turkeys, lambs, don't eat them. Of course, if you're using for any mayo, get vegan mayo. It is absolutely delicious. It is zesty. It is actually better than the other mayo. I used to eat the other kind of mayo that has eggs in it, but now I eat vegan mayo, and there's so many good ones. If you buy one and you don't like it for some reason, just buy another one. Try another one. This is terrible. Don't hurt animals. So when you're looking at things, like I said before, always look for vegan options in these things. Look at things from a vegan perspective, and that is part of media literacy. Don't just buy whatever they're selling you just because everybody else is doing that. Use your brain to think for yourself. Thanks for watching. Coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Be curious, look around, click on that Vegan Teacher's site. There are over 1,300 videos that you can see if you're interested in learning more. And if you like this, if you think my work has value, you can support my work on Patreon by giving me $3 a month, which is always helpful, but you don't have to do that at all. In fact, the most important thing that you should do is to be as vegan as possible. And I hope that this little boy is not going to ever eat any animals or their secretions, and that his body will remain a temple, like a garden, and not a cemetery. The Academy of Nutrition has stated that anyone can be vegan at any stage of development, so nobody should be putting any dead animals into his mouth. When he is 18 years old, he can decide for himself if he wants to pay to murder them. But when kids are little, feed them a healthy vegan diet. Thanks for being here. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.